Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 15. That's it. One more episode left of this season. And I will say that the second half has been better than the first half. Now that we're near the end, I feel like I can confidently say that. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in Fear the Walking Dead when it comes to the cast and the characters that we know about. And we're starting to see how that's affecting the storyline. But before I get too far into this video, this will be full of spoilers for this episode. So if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it and then come back and watch this. And also subscribe to my page if you like trailer reactions, TV show discussions, movie discussions. I talk about everything Walking Dead related. So this episode was very, very heavily focused on Alicia. Something that I really like that the second half of the season has been doing, because I really like the characters that are original to Fear ever since season 4. You know, I like June, I like Grace, I like Morgan, I like Dwight. I know they're not original, but you get my point. But I really, really like how this second half of the season, especially these last few episodes, have felt like Fear the Walking Dead episodes. I said this before, but I'll say it again. Focusing heavily on Daniel, Strand, Alicia. It just feels like old school Fear, and I like it. Now, for people who don't know, something that's going on behind the scenes of Fear the Walking Dead is that the actress that plays Alicia has signed on to be the lead in a different TV show, a new TV show. And a lot of people think, me included, that this means she's going to be written off of Fear the Walking Dead or killed off or just gone in some way. And you can kind of feel that in this episode. This episode is very, very heavily a send-off for Alicia. You see lots of flashbacks. You see Madison in flashbacks. You see Nick in flashbacks. You see, for the love of God, she's following around pretty much an illusionary ghost of her childhood self, her as a kid. And I will say, this episode did kind of get me emotionally. I do think this episode was well written. I know a lot of people might disagree. I'm a sucker for flashbacks. I'm a sucker for scenes that are intentionally pulling on your heartstrings. And you really, really feel for Alicia in this movie. You kind of feel her desperation. You kind of feel her sadness. And of course, the performance was incredible. And it really, really did seem like Alicia was going to die. Though, again, spoiler alert, that's not what happens. That's not what happens at all. But that is not what happens. It seems that at the end of this episode, Alicia does overcome her fever. She feels better. She says that she feels more like herself than she has in a long, long time. And she says that she's going to use the time she has left to go out into the world and find the people that are going to the tower because of her call and help them. And I like this. I have a feeling this is like Althea. I have a feeling this is like Rick, where they're not killing her off. They're giving her the opportunity to come back. Though I do think this is where she is no longer going to be in the show for a while. I highly, highly doubt we'll see Alicia next episode. I highly, highly doubt we'll see Alicia next season. Though I do like that they didn't kill her off. I do like that they're leaving the door open for her to come back. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. For all I know, she is going to be in next season. For all I know, she's said in interviews, I will be in next season. I don't know that. I don't watch that sort of thing. But for me, from my perspective, just watching this, again, it looks like a Maggie situation where she's gone, but not gone. Which I like. I'd rather that happen than her die. But yeah, like I said, and like I keep saying, that was the majority of this episode. This was an Alicia episode. This was like the Alicia episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Like, of course, there's always been episodes that center around her as a character, popping in and out. But this was the Alicia episode. Like, I have a feeling when you look back on Fear the Walking Dead and you think about what episode is Alicia's, it's this one. Say what you will about the season. Say what you will about this episode. I have a feeling not a lot of people are going to love it. I have a feeling some will. And of course, not a lot of people love this season. But I feel like, again, when all is said and done, this is Alicia's thing. You know what I mean? Even performance-wise. And even if you don't like the episode, even if you don't like the writing, I think we can all agree that her performance in this episode was one of the best performances she's given in this show to date. But basically what happens plot-wise is everybody takes off in rafts, Victor Strand included. They're going to wherever Morgan ended up, and but Alicia stays back. She can't do it. She says she's sick. She says she has a fever. She says she feels like she's going to turn into a walker at any minute, and she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to do that to Strand in a boat in the middle of the ocean. One thing I really, really love is she had a bullet, and she said she was going to use the bullet to, you know, off herself when she feels like she's going to become a walker. And at the very end of the episode, she just uses it to kill a walker, which obviously is very symbolic of her moving on, her realizing she has a lot of life left to give. I'm just glad that she's not dead. I'm glad that they're leaving the door open. Anyway, that's my quick and brief thoughts on episode 15 of season 7 of Fear the Walking Dead. Not my favorite season of the show. I don't think it's my least favorite season of the show, though maybe when I rewatch it I will decide that. Though there are some standout episodes, there are some great moments. I'm not going to talk shit about it. I'm not going to say I dislike it like a lot of people are. But this episode was good. I liked it. I'm very curious to know what people think about it, because I have a feeling a lot of people aren't going to like it. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this episode. And again, consider subscribing to this channel if you like The Walking Dead. I talk about everything in the Walking Dead universe. I also do TV show discussions, trailer reactions, movie discussions, that sort of thing, and the channel is growing. I appreciate you all that have already subscribed, and I appreciate anyone who's just watching, especially if you watch this far. Thank you.